Okay, YouTube, this is Chad Hightower from Campobello, South Carolina, and today there's a lot of excitement in my shop, and I'm starting a new series called Farmall Super C. So these videos are primarily for my family, but I know I have some viewers who like to track what's going on down here at the shop. So you're welcome to follow along in the series if you'd like, but you know, just a disclaimer that this is primarily for my family. So I'm not going to say any names because I don't want family names listed on YouTube. But when I talk about an individual, I'm sure the family will know exactly who I'm talking about. So we'll just kind of leave that the way that is as far as keeping names quiet in the family. But I had the opportunity this weekend to purchase my granddaddy's Farmall Super C that's been on the farm since 1952. When my grandmother passed away, it was sold to one of the sons, and I had an opportunity to purchase it from him. And so the tractor is in my shop, and I'm starting a series on the restoration of this tractor so my family can follow along and see, you know, just kind of go down memory lane with me about the tractor. So I'll post some photos. I don't have any video of actually loading the tractor. I lost the footage, a memory card failure of some sort on the camera when I loaded the tractor on the trailer. But I do have a lot of photos, and I'll include those in this video series so you can see, you know, where the tractor was and the condition it was when I got there. So another interesting thing is that I have got a copy of the actual receipt that my granddaddy purchased the tractor from a local McCormick Deering implement company in South Carolina, and I'll leave that location. You know, I won't disclose that location either, but it amazes me that you know, this survived to go along with the tractor. And the serial number on the receipt, serial number FC144896, matches the serial number on the tractor. So I know that this is the legitimate copy of the receipt. And like I said, I will post that on this video at the end so that family members can take a close look at this receipt. I also have a copy of the actual mortgage where granddaddy mortgaged the tractor. You know, I'm sure the family would be interested in seeing all of this, but you know, I'm just overly excited because, you know, this was my grandfather's tractor, and I'm glad that I had the opportunity to purchase it, and I'm glad that it is here on the farm with me. So I'll move the camera around, and today's video is just, you know, I'm not going to start doing any work on it as of yet, but I am going to document for the family so that they can kind of see the tractor, and I'll go around all four sides and just talk a little bit about it. So so let me get the camera moved. Okay, so this would be the left-hand side of the tractor, and when I picked the tractor up, it was pretty much in this condition. You can see the rear tires are pretty much just pretty much rotten. So I'll have to get those replaced. But the cultivators are still on the tractor. Now it's missing some pieces. And I have no idea how they all fit together, and that's why I'm kind of hoping that, you know, a family member has got a copy of an actual owner's manual or some type of pamphlet that kind of shows me what this thing looks like, because I'm not having a whole lot of luck on the internet trying to figure how this thing is configured. So any information would be helpful. So I'll just kind of zoom in so everybody can take a look and see. All right, so I'll move over to the front of the tractor. Okay, so here's the front, and typically what I like to do when I get something in the shop is just let it sit down here for a couple of days and just let me kind of think about the shape and condition that it's in. And this one is kind of special to me, so I want to make sure that I get everything documented on the tractor as it was, and so that I can go back and look at those photos and videos to see. But I don't know if you can see, but right in here I can see a large amount of oil that's running down the front of the tractor onto the pedestal. So I know that's going to have to be addressed. I'm not sure exactly what's going on with that, but in future videos we'll find out what's going on with it. So let me move over to the right hand side and we'll take a look at it. Okay, so here is the driver's side, and all of the cultivators are still attached. I guess the way they were when the tractor was sold. I'm not exactly sure about that. I know my uncle did use it a little bit on his farm, so I don't know what he added or what he didn't add, but I remember it just like this when I was a child. And I remember Grandma one time tore my butt up because I got on the tractor and started it up and backed it out of the barn. Now my cousin was with me, and the way I remember it was when Grandma came out of the house with the broom to get my butt, my cousin left me there by myself and I got the butt whooping, but he was there with me. I ain't saying no names. But here's the right hand side of the tractor here, and let's see if I can get up on these cultivator chains here so some of my uncles can take a look if they'd like to see. But I mean, the sheet metal is, it's excessively rusty, and I can smell I can really smell DDT or some type of poison that has permeated the sheet metal, and that's kind of common with these old farm tractors. The sheet metal just absorbs the poison, and they have a very distinct odor. So I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to handle that as far as my health goes, but I'll figure something out. But okay, so we'll move around to the back side of the tractor, and eventually in some of these shots I'm just going to have to freehand the camera just to get a good shot. So stand by, we'll move to the back side. Okay, so here's the back side here, and you can see that it's all intact. I mean, there's some pieces that are missing. The interesting thing about this model tractor is that this was the first year that International Harvester, who owned the Farmall Corporation, came out with a fast hitch. And you can see on the back of the axles here where the fast hitch would have attached. So there's one there. I don't know if you can see there, but those little notches in the axle. Now, the fast hitch is missing. I'm not sure where it is or if it even came with the tractor, because that was an additional option that you could purchase with the tractor, and I don't see that purchase or that option listed on the receipt for the tractor. So I'm thinking that Granddaddy probably did not purchase the tractor with the fast hitch, but that's okay. I'm glad to have this. Very, very glad to have it. So okay, so here's directly under the driver's seat, and I'm gonna see if I can get close enough for you to see. I'm not sure the focus is going to allow me to, but you can see a couple of digits there of the serial number. I'll get that cleaned up and we'll get a better shot of it later, but the gauges are, you know, one of the gauges has been kicked out, but it is the original gauge, and I found a company that will take the original gauges and will restore them to the original specifications. So I'm gonna try to keep the gauges with the tractor if they function. But there are 3 gauges, 4 gauges total on the tractor. The one that's got the lens busted out, I'm not sure exactly what that is. I think that's probably the alternator, that one there. This one is water temp and located right above the pedestal. Not sure what that is. It's not even legible, but I'll find out what it is and get it documented. But there's another gauge here. It's located right on the bottom of the oil filter. So that would be the oil pressure gauge, and it's clearly visible from the driver's seat. So another neat little thing too is I found a bird nest up in the front of the tractor. So I've got a set of birds. I'm not sure what they are, but they come down to the shop every spring and set up a nest down here in the shop. So I'm gonna try to encourage. I'm gonna set that bird nest up and see if they'll continue to use it as the years go by. And just I pushed it in here last night because I didn't want it to be out in the weather, and I can see overnight, just from sitting here on the floor, that the rear main oil seal is leaking. So I already know I'm gonna have to tear the tractor in half just to get that fixed. But I am gonna attempt to get it started first and see, you know, the overall condition of the engine and the clutch and the drivetrain before I start the restoration, because I kind of need to know that stuff before I tear it down. So I hope you enjoyed watching, you know, Granddaddy's tractor. And like I said, this is primarily for my family. And you know, I just wanted to tell everybody that, hey, you know, the tractor's in good hands. It's in a good place, and it's going to be, you know, restored and kept out of the weather for, you know, Granddaddy's sake. So if you have any questions or comments, hey, shoot me an email at chadlhightower@gmail.com. Give me a thumbs up or subscribe to the videos. If you want to do that, just get in touch with one of the family members and get my telephone number and give me a call. So thank you so much for watching.